we're changing things up a little bit. I would like to introduce my rack of penetration. With this new setup for penetration, I'm hoping to introduce a bunch of different types of videos, different objects, and I'm thinking about doing all of my air guns versus this rack of penetration. We'll fill it with different objects and just stack them up as far as we can go. We got about 11 boards here, and after that, we have 11 of these pizza pans. So we're gonna be putting this to the test today with what I think is AEA's #1 new PCP air gun. For the accuracy portion and the majority of this video, we're gonna be using this Griffin 200 grain 457 flat base hollow point slugs. All right, let's get started in the accuracy portion of this video. We have the AEA Megalodon 15-inch barrel and 457 caliber. A big thank you to Tom at Bluegrass Big Bore for sending out this AEA Megalodon for me to try out today. Before we get too involved with this though, there's one thing I have to mention, and that's this caulking knob. When you fill this up to, I had issues beyond 3,500 PSI. I don't know if you can see it, but this part right here is scraping against part of the receiver. And if you're above, well, for my instance, it was 3,500 PSI. So 3,500 to 4,500 PSI, you're gonna get valve lock because the hammer spring is not at full power. This is rubbing against part of the receiver, so it's not hitting as hard as it's supposed to. So I'm gonna leave this off for now because that's a bit of an issue. You're not gonna be able to fill past 3,500 PSI if this is rubbing. So I just wanna put that out there because that is a pretty big issue right now. But the issue is pretty easy to solve, so hopefully that gets corrected. The only thing we're not going to be able to do is decaulk it until I put that back in, but fortunately enough, I don't really need to decaulk it right now, so for the whole video, we're just going to do without that caulking knob. All right, let's do a group at 30 yards, and then we'll move this up to 60 yards. Let's go for center bullseye. All right, those look pretty good. Let's step up to 60, see how much of a drop we get. All right, let's go for that far left target at 60 yards, center bullseye. All right, well, the group at 60 looks actually a little bit tighter than we were at 30 yards. Now, I do have this Discovery Optics MS 3x9 power scope on here. I have to say, if you are looking for a cheap low budget optic, this thing is awesome. Paired with the Megalodon, recoil's no issue. It's very lightweight, keeps everything down, especially if you have a heavier suppressor on here in the top end. So I'm impressed with that. I haven't done anything too crazy with this yet, so let's just keep going. Let's do 100 yards. All right, we're at 100 yards here. Let's go for the target, third on the right. Middle bullseye, and let's just see where it lands. All right, looks like it opened up a little bit. I think we got 6 shots on paper. It dropped a decent amount, and then we have 2 that hit the wood relatively close to one another. Overall, though, I think that's pretty good accuracy. I'm not sure if there's actually better ammo for this, but so far, this is the best stuff that I've seen that I've run through it. So that's what I'm sticking with for the accuracy side of things. We got 3 Texas Stars. Let's go back down there and drop them all. All right, we're at max fill pressure. We dropped the Man-Billy tripod. Let's go for that pink star. And that's why I usually zip tie the probe together. All right, let me go zip tie the probe together. Don't worry though, I cut the zip ties so every mechanic out there doesn't freak out on me. We lost a probe O-ring, but we replaced that. A little bit of a setback, but hopefully that doesn't pop off again. I'm not sure if the O-ring blew out or if, I think I might have tugged on the hose just a little bit and it yanked it out. We still have 3 rounds left. Take down the other Texas Star, we'll do a mag swap. All right, I gotta change the camera real quick. We'll do that 60-yard star, and I gotta move over to the left a little bit. All right, I got one spare round apparently. Let's see what we can do. Oops. All right, we got 15 hits with 16 shots. I accidentally squeezed the trigger on that one. Oops. And just sent it into the berm. The trigger on that has like a really low reset. Like you just tug it a tiny little bit and that thing's firing. It's kind of stiff too, but I'd say it's like a pretty decent trigger. But we still pulled that off, so let's just move on. All right, we got 8 shots, there's 4 sodas. We won't need all 8, but they're in there in case. The penetration test is up. We're gonna use that OSB board and use 147 grain round balls from Hunter Supply, as well as those 200 grain Griffin hollow points. Let's run it through that target and see how well we do. And then we're gonna step it up to those pizza pans. Round balls up first. We took the tether off. Let's go inspect. There you have it. We made it through 2 boards and we got close to the 3rd. Unfortunately, I couldn't find that round ball. I was hoping to find some pancaked round, but I didn't notice it anywhere. Let's see how well this 200 grain slug does.
Great ass!
Let's check it out. The slug is embedded into the board. Slug was recovered. That thing is deformed. All right, let's step it up to pizza pans. So that round ball made it through 3 boards. The 200 grain slug made it through 4. And then we recovered it. Round ball's up first. Let's do the pizza pans. Then we'll do that slug again. I'm gonna try and hit in 2 different spots. So I might get a little bit closer. Okay, I think I need more pizza pans. Now this thing is like a work in progress. We have 11 total slots right now. I guess I'm probably gonna double that up, but let's put one more through. I'm sure this is gonna go through. Then we'll do chronograph and ballistics gel test and just wrap things up. Those are like fused together. All right, ballistics gel test and chronograph readings. We're still on the tether. We're just short of 4,500 PSI. Round balls up first. (933 feet per second). Time for the hollow point. 827 feet per second. I haven't seen the high speed obviously yet. We just did this, but I feel like that slug went down and then got sucked back out. The cavity in there looks bigger than the round ball, which is obvious because it wasn't a hollow point. So hopefully that footage that we captured shows a nice big, bulge in there. Once again, a big thank you to Tom at Bluegrass Big Bore for setting out this 15-inch 457 AEA Megalodon for me to try out today. I have to say, this is AEA's best new air gun. And when it comes to big bores, so many of them are so picky. This thing just, it's hard to come across ammo that this does not like to use. I still have that S45 Mini in my possession. It's still on loan from Tom at Bluegrass. I've been trying to find ammo that thing likes, and it's the complete opposite of this thing. And with the shorter barrel versus this is the 15-inch versus the 22, aside from gaining some extra velocity, I don't think you lose too much in accuracy. I know if I was bench resting, I could have probably done a little bit better at 100, but even just off that stand, I'd say that group was pretty decent. And I'm not even 100% sure if this is the best ammo, that Griffin 200 grain. It just works pretty well. And out of all the other stuff that I used, so far it's the best, but I'm sure there's something else out there that could probably, you know, outrank it in terms of accuracy. So if anyone has a comment on their preferred ammo on this, just let me know. And if I get one of these back out, then maybe I'll run that in it next time. So with that, I'll leave you there. See ya.